Tes, tes.
Assalamualaikum Tan Sri. Tan Sri boleh dengar suara saya ya? Assalamualaikum Tan Sri.
Cuba suara. Chapter.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat petang. Saya ucapkan selamat datang kepada para tetamu kita. Saya perkenalkan diri saya dulu. Nama saya Mas Fauzi Muhammad Ali daripada UTHM. Saya lah penolong Naib Chancellor Strategik dan Komunikasi Korporat Universiti Tun Sri Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Profesor Datuk TS Dr. Wahid bin Razali, Naib Chancellor UTHM. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Johan Jaafar, Profesor Adjung dan Sastrawan di UTHM. Yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Sofi bin Osman, mantan pengurusi Lembaga Pengarah UTHM. Yang berbahagia Profesor Dr. Ismail bin Abdul Rahman, Timbalan Naib Chancellor Akademi dan Antarabangsa UTHM. Profesor IR Dr. Mat Saidin bin Wahab, Pengarah Pusat Kemajuan Kerjaya dan Alumni, yang mewakili Timbalan Naib Chancellor Hal Ehwal Raja dan Alumni. Yang dihormati Datuk Lim Hong Yu daripada Kemajuan Arjaya Sinar Berhad Batu Pahat, wakil-wakil daripada industri, ketua-ketua PTJ yang hadir secara online dan juga yang hadir secara fizikal pada hari ini. So hari ini kita akan bersama antara academician iaitu daripada universiti dan juga kita juga bersama dengan industri untuk memberkati program kita pada petang ini. Kita sama-sama bacakan umum kitab Al-Fatihah. Okey, baik. Sesi libat sama industri dengan universiti pada hari ini bertujuan untuk kita berkenal-kenalan dengan industri, mendapatkan hubungan lagi. Kita juga sedang membangunkan plan strategik untuk 5 tahun akan datang universiti. Kita berharap mungkin input daripada sesi hari ini, walaupun ringkas dan agak masanya agak tight, agak singkat, dapatlah memberi sedikit manfaat ataupun view tentang bagaimana kami boleh mencorakkan universiti dalam masa 5 tahun. Iaitu yang pentingnya ialah bersama-sama dengan industri. Itu tema kita lah. Sebabnya kita nak sama-sama membangunkan nation atau membangunkan bangsa Malaysia lah. Kita nak bangunkan negara. Jadi apa yang kita buat ni bukan untuk hari ini, tetapi untuk generasi kita pada masa depan lah. Jadi kita pun buat ni bukan untuk macam kita buat favor untuk industri buat favor untuk kita, tapi kita sebenarnya sama-sama untuk membangunkan negara. Jadi tanpa membuang masa, saya jemput yang bahagia Profesor Datuk TS Dr. Wahid bin Razali untuk menyampaikan kata-kata aluan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih Profesor Madya, Dr. Mas yang saya hormati, yang bagi Datuk Dr. Sofi bin Osman, who is just a day. Yesterday he was still our chairman, but today he is a mantan chairman and he is now the Industri Ajung fellow at UTHM. So terima kasih Datuk kerana sudi datang ke tempat UTHM, dan also sitting in this corner, this is Tan Sri Johan Jaafar corner actually. So I guess Tan Sri ada di sini kah? Hari ini ada kah? So if he's around, thank you Tan Sri for joining us online, and also of course yang baik Datuk Lim Hong Yu coming from Kemajuan Arjaya Sinar Berhad. Thank you, because the last time you did not come, so now you come, so thank you very much. And also I cannot be mentioning all the about 20 numbers of CEOs and also owners of big industries around Malaysia and particularly in Johor. So basically today our intention, as explained by Dr. Mas, is just to listen to how industries and us could work together. And today, since the time is short, we would like to listen to industries. How can we, work together, things like that. So perhaps our three Deputy Vice Chancellors will tell exactly what is it that we would like to have with you, how we would like to work with you, and how we would like to help you if we can, and how we would like you to help us in the universities. So certainly, if you don't know UTHM, so we are the 15th universities, public universities, and our, basically we are technological universities, dealing lots with technology. So our niche area is sustainable technologies and also transportations. So I think that's all that I can say now, apart from welcoming every one of you here, and we hope that we can grow together between universities and industries. And my personal belief is that a university without industry means that you are living somewhere in a cave or something like that. So you won't be any more relevant. But industry without research or universities, you will be dead soon. So this is always the same thing that I've been talking, because supposedly that doing without researching, without thinking, and also rethinking, without moving forward, I think somehow somebody will overtake your business or your core business. For that, I think it is mutually beneficial that between industries and us, UTHM, we should work together. So today, thank you very much again, everybody, for coming all over in physicals, to Datuk Lim and also Datuk Sophie, and of course, with the rest of our partners, industries. Thank you very much for attending online, what we call, I think, roundtable or breakouts this time around. So thank you very much. Please, understand us that our intention is for the nation, and we are here to produce professionals. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much. Yang bagi Datuk Wahid bin Azali, Naib Chancellor. For your information, hari ni kita mix lah dua language, tak ada masalah. As long as kita boleh communicate. Certain people memang boleh prefer cakap bahasa Melayu, ada orang suka cakap bahasa Inggeris. So sebab ni nak engagement lagi pun first time, dan kita hopefully tak ada isu dari segi language. As long as kita boleh communicate dan kita sampai apa yang nak dihasratkan lah. Okay. Untuk sesi hari ini kita akan ada 3 sesi perbincangan. Kita ada berkenaan dengan academic program, iaitu industry driven academic program. Sesi kedua kita akan ada akademia industri sinergi untuk sustainable technology. Dan sesi ketiga kita ada university and industry nurturing professional together. Kita nak sama-sama lah. So 3 topik ni masa dia untuk setiap satu perbincangan ni masa dia 20 minit je. So kita straight to the point lah. Kita terus cerita apa, nak luahkan ke apa tu, tak perlu nak berbunga-bunga sangat lah. Kita straight to the point je. Jadi untuk itu, untuk sesi perbincangan yang pertama ni, iaitu dengan tajuk Developing Industry Driven Academic Program, saya jemputlah TNCA kita, iaitu Prof. Dr. Ismail untuk beri sedikit mungkin view lah tentang apa yang menjadi critical issue yang kita nakkan industri support kita lah.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih PM Dr. Mas Fauzi, Datuk Tan Sri dan all the industrial partner to our university. So sebenarnya kita punya program kita adalah program untuk lebih seperti apa yang telah dinyatakan oleh Datuk NC tadi, ialah kita ni adalah fokus university, meaning that kita are focus on engineering and technology base. It's a focus university, and it is more on applied. So currently kita punya programs are more on the generic program, meaning that program has been inherit for several years. Tetapi sekarang ni kata kita melihat ada sedikit isu pasal mismatch between what we supply and what the industry expected is mismatch dekat situ. Kita kena melihat sebab kita punya market segment, we are producing graduate for the industry, and we are not tailoring for a specific industry, but yet we try to narrow down the differences, the gaps between the industry needs and also the university, because we also comply with certain professional body, and at the same time we comply with the nation qualifications agency. So these are the things that we are looking at. And kalau kita melihat some of the developed country macam Germany, or kita melihat daripada Japan, and some of the Scandinavian country, so program akademik dia tu memang industry driven. So just to share you, last couple of months, lebih kurang 7-8 bulan lepas, kita develop program on Bachelor of Technology, where this masa kita develop the company, we work together with the industry, the captain of the industry. For instance, like our Bachelor of Technology in Automotive, so we have the captain of industry in automotive. We have the Bachelor of Technology in Instrumentation, so we found the captain of industry in that respective discipline. So what we did is that we talk with industry, and before this kita punya program kita lebih kepada kita sendiri, the academician develop, tapi kali ini kita melihat industry punya input, what is actually they want. Okay, and in fact kita design in such the way that the subject in the program itself, dia tidak lagi terikat dengan sistem lama, tapi dia lebih kepada a task base. The subject itself is a task base, meaning that if he is going to be an engineer, or he is going to be the manager in certain section of production, so what is the task? So with this task, then kita formulate into a subject, and then the theory parts, the practical part will be incorporated later. This is the new sort of apa ni kita melihat, but yet we cannot be very specific to a certain industry. Because the problem is that when economic certain industry going down, up and down, so kita pun mesti create a student that is able to adapt. Adaptability is important, especially when we produce a graduate student. Okay, we expect them to be more adaptable, more agile. So these are the things. But what I can from our experience, that from in Germany and certain country in Scandinavian, they have the dikatakan ada akta yang maksud dia bahawa the industry have to work with the university. This is what I have found out, that kejayaan di Germany itu kenapa? Because di Germany itu dia ada satu akta yang memaksa industri itu mesti bekerjasama dengan industri. Kita tak ada akta tu lagi. So we propose to the government to have that sort of akta supaya industri itu ada some commitment to the industry. So we hope that mesti ada some mungkinlah kalau boleh, maknanya kita work together in such the way that kalau boleh student kita ni not only engage dengan industri, but what we need is we want our student to immerse, two different thing, immerse in the industry. The teaching and the learning should be conducted in industry, then they have the feeling. This is the feeling. We try to emulate macam in China, even China, they have the so-called a teaching factory, whereby the student is in the industry. Tapi we are having hurdles to create factory in the university. We don't have that fund to have all these things. So what we need is that from the industry, if the industry is willing to take our student to conduct, it's not about internship, it's about to conduct the teaching and learning in industry together with industry people. These are the new approach, new technique. They call it 2U2I, 2 days in 2 days industry, 3 days in the university. So they have all this. So we will have to the industry, if able to work together with the university, you are most welcome. So saya nak
simplifykan sikit, Prof. Rasanya banyak tu industri nak digest tu.
Yeah. So what I can say is that we are looking forward. We are looking forward for industry to work together, because at the end of the day, that both of us were working toward the nation building. We are producing for the, I think the industry mesti ada sedikit patriotic lah, patriotic kenegaraan, supaya kita bekerja sama-sama lah. Kita produce for industry, dan industry So it is a symbiosis punya engagement with industry. So we are looking forward on that. Okay, thank you.
Saya kena ringkaskanlah tadi. So the point is, ialah kita nakkan student kita berada di industri untuk belajar. So maksudnya part of dia punya lecture, dia punya practical tu di industri. That's it lah. So cuma dari segi banyak lagi issues on legislation, on policy, yang tu sebanyak tak ada lagi. So maybe hari ni boleh dapatkan point of view lah daripada perspektif industri lah. Mungkin Datuk Sofia ada idea nak share?
Okay, sebelum tu saya just nak share few points. These are the data that kalau kita tengok from the World Economic Forum, the 2018 World Economic Forum, is that 65%, almost 2/3 of the primary students entering the primary school, 2/3, 65%, almost 2/3, that what's going to happen is that they're going to end up with job that doesn't exist, right? So that's a big amount. So we need to be prepared for that. Second point is that in the Oxford study also in 2018, said that in the next 25 years, 47%, almost half of the job will be gone. That's another. The third, if you look at Google, from the head of hiring of Google company, said that in the past when Google hired, they look at the academic, in terms of the CGPA, the results and so on. But now even you can see in Google itself, the non-college so-called educated, that people didn't go through the formal education in the universities or college, have grown over time. So what they say is that you'll be based on skills, right? So UTHM being the MTUN, one of the MTUN university, is a skill based, so it's good. So it's on the right track that the government have put UTHM and other MTUN universities. So it's on the right track to take this opportunity, because this is where the direction that the industry is going. And also by year 2034, which is just a decade away from now, we can see that the middle level job will be obsolete, unfortunately, right? Because it will be replaced by automation, by mechanization, and also by this artificial intelligence. So this is where we need to start our program, our curriculum, to be based on this automation, mechanization, or in the artificial intelligence. It's coming, right? We cannot depend so much on the industry, although that we have to work side by side with the industry. The reason being because this is very unpredictable in terms of the technological progress and disruption. If you ask the industry people also, they will know maybe their own industry, in their own product. But the industry is very wide. And even their own product also, I have to be honest that when we do our R&D and so on, some of them not able to go to the market because technology have changed, market have changed, the environmental, a lot of things have changed. So there is only one portion of the market. How about other portion of it? So we have to work together, because you cannot expect that the industry will have this magic ball and say that this is where we are going. It's very unpredictable. We have to go and do this together. But we know for sure that it's all about skills going forward. But that doesn't mean that we say that college or university is just wasting time and money. It's not, right? But the future that we need to be focused will be on that. Maybe 50 or 60% will still be the normal kind of traditional, but the rest will all be about the skills, right? Which is quite a big amount. We are talking about half now, right? Thank you.
I agree with Dato. Just to add a little bit about nowadays, I think our accreditation body is quite flexible. They call it the micro credential approach, whereby we can take several modules in a different sector, in the different discipline. It can be round out into a program. So this is a new approach that the Malaysian government is heading to a new, because I think if we don't change, then we will be obsolete. So I think that is the way forward lah. Okay.
Maybe Dato' Lim ada apa-apa something to share? Do you have any point of view? Yeah. Just have a seat. Relax here.
Hello. Yeah, I'm just as I listen to what Professor Dr. Ismail said, before we have registration, ATA, whatever, I thought maybe we can start something like what we have now. As a SOP, we are talking about wearing a mask, this sort of thing. We can have a new norm between the industry and also with the university. It is because something we had to adopt a normal that the industry have to automatically, there's some channel to approach with the university together and work together. For example, we always industry have a lot of issue need to be taken. You see, industry player normally they need to have to talk to.
Sorry for the disturbance. So. Hello, somebody from online ni tolong mute kan semua microphone. We're having a discussion here. Tolong mute kan? Okay. Dia tak attend. Boleh tolong keluarkan yang bercakap tu. Atau ada somebody kenal dia personally, please call his handphone ke, minta dia apa tu switch off dia punya mic sementara. Okay, minta maaf je tu. Silakan.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, we are sharing.
It's also a new norm like this.
Yeah, it's a new norm. So it is see what we can do to work together with the university to have a new norm. That industry, definitely we have to share up what we have. Even recently, government is introducing Industry 4.0. That is something that we can work together with the industry. What exactly we can see how it's only, I agree, it's an application and also it's a practical. Whether university courses and what we do is have to be practically, can be applied in the industry. This is what I think about it. And I agree with Dr. Sophie about although new occupation actually will be gone for the next 10 years. I also received those statistics report from EPF, also talk about that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you Datuk Lim. So, saya boleh rumuskan ke untuk sesi ini, basically kita tahulah bahawa university and industry must work together for the future of the nation lah. Tu number one. So, number two macam mana nak buat tu? So, kita tak data lagi. So, Datuk Lim cadangkan kita buat SOP dan kerjasama. Datuk Sophie pula mencadangkan kita go for the future, not the current requirement of the industry, which is maybe akan berubah dalam jangka masa yang 5 years or I don't know, maybe shorter than that lah. So we can work together. Industri boleh letak student di university boleh letak student di industri dengan buat something yang for the future, for R&D ke IoT ke IoT 4.0, which is bila dah habis student tu graduate, so both will benefit lah. So industri boleh benefit, dapat, so negara pun dapat benefitnya. Okay? Okay, so kita move on to sesi perbincangan kedua. Yes? Open to floor. Ada masa? Okay. Saya diminta untuk open maybe satu komen ataupun feedback lah, ataupun ada raise up daripada audience kita, tetamu yang hadir secara online. Silakan siapa-siapa yang nak memberi sedikit pandangan, jika ada. Oh, ada dia type komen. Saya tak boleh baca dari sini, dia kecil sangat. Dr. Nick boleh bantu.
Okay, good afternoon to all. I work with a few industries before, and some industries understand for the time limitation of academics and students. So what the industries do is by providing R&D projects that is not too massive, but can be completed within 6 to 12 months. The industry would provide funding for this type of project. So this is more on opinion by Dr. Sun.
Okay, so terima kasih Dr. Sun. So yang itu kita organizer akan take note lah perkara itu. So still the same solution lah, insyaAllah. We moving on the same direction, the right direction, which is ke arah short term but R&D project for future lah.
Dr. Jafar nak something.
Oh, ada lagi gangguan. Tak tolong selesaikan? Oh ya. Yeah.
No, I'm saying that Dr. Jafar is raising his hand to say something.
Oh, okay, silakan. Silakan Tan Sri.
Yeah, he need to unmute his microphone. Dato', you need to unmute, Dr. Jafar, you need to unmute your mic. Hello?
Ya, silakan.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello?
Ya, silakan Tan Sri.
Okay. Alright, greetings from Petaling Jaya. We are caught in this latest MCO. We are not able to go anywhere. So for the next 2 weeks, we'll be confined to our homes and not doing anything, basically. So it's a pity that I cannot join you at University Pengurusan, Malaysia. OF will be there, and furthermore, the conversation is actually at my sudut Johan Jafar. Anyway, I'm very passionate about the subject. I think we are all very passionate about the subject. In fact, I'm one of the first persons to be invited to join the CEO at Faculty program that was started by the previous government. So the program is still going on, I think. It is a very beneficial one. The whole idea is actually for the industry to work with the university. So the whole program has been in place, and I think there are more than 100 industry players now who are involved. I'm not quite sure what is the current commitment of the current minister, but the last time I spoke to her, Yang Berhormat Datuk Noraini believed that this program, the CEO at Faculty, will be continued. But I guess one of the reasons that this thing has not been in full operation is because of the MCO. But nonetheless, having said that, I think it is important to relook at the role that is played by the industry within this context, because the university, as someone mentioned, is not just a totem pole of academic excellence. There must be something that is beyond that. Basically, the whole idea is to get the university to prepare the students. And to prepare the student, the university must relook at the entire curriculum so that it becomes basically what is important is to be relevant. That is the whole issue here. And someone also mentioned about the adaptability of the whole concept of education today, because as someone pointed out, we are not quite sure what will happen today. Tomorrow is a new day. The future begins today, basically. And whatever that we have been doing in the industry for the last many years would not probably be relevant probably in 1 or 2 years' time. So we have to relook at the whole situation. But the entire premise of CEO at Faculty is that we have to rewrite the entire relationship between the industry and the academia. That is critical, because without that, the academia would be living in its own comfort zone, basically, if you like. I don't like to use the word comfort zone, but basically in its own silos, and the industry will be working in their own silos. I have a lot of experience in the companies that I've been involved with. I was with Media Prima for about 6 years, and I have 4,700 people working for me, and we have recruited many people. But basically what we learn, the experience that I learned is that when they are open to the work culture, some of them are facing a lot of culture shock, because things are not the way that it seems, or rather the thing that they learn is not appropriate within certain contexts. That can be improved, and I'm sure the whole idea, the discussion that we have today is basically to relook at and to rethink the entire relationship between the industry and the academia. And I am guided, basically, as far as University Pengurusan I'm guided by this Sasaran Kerja Tahunan University, that I think this is a very important document that everyone should read from cover to cover, which I've done. I'm not sure how many orang University Pengurusan have read from cover to cover, but there are 2 points before I finish. There are 2 points that I think that that attracts my attention. One, of course, is the one pertaining to the cluster penyelidikan and inovasi, and the other one is referring to the cluster performance. And when you mention about cluster performance, there was one issue that has been raised, that is the relationship between the industry and the academia, meaning the industry and the University Pengurusan Malaysia. I think I'll stop at that, because I think that is a very important premise that we have to look at. Thank you.
Thank you, Tan Sri. Okay, so kita take note lah semua komen-komen tadi tu, dan juga cadangan Tan Sri dan juga semua ahli-ahli yang lain. So kita move kepada sesi pembincangan kedua. Kali ini tajuk dia ialah Akademia, Industri, Sinergi for Sustainable Technology. Itu saya jemput PM Dr. Nik Syamuddin lah untuk memberikan sedikit overview tentang perkara ni ataupun any issues yang kita nak fikirkan bersama. Silakan.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Mafauzi. First of all, I'm representing Prof. Shahir as the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation. Actually, he is currently presenting some projects at the Ministry of Higher Education. So, as an introduction, I would like to highlight that research and innovation is a driver of economic growth. Actually, that is not my statement. That is statement from OECD, Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development. Okay, OECD telah menyatakan dengan jelas bahawa any companies, any agencies, any universities that want to move further, they don't have any choice other than they have to do the research and innovation. Okay, last time also when our Vice Chancellor was the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Research and Innovation, actually he always highlighted about the importance of research and innovation. Okay, the problem is universities have to do the research, and industry also have to do the research and innovation. So how actually we can move these two entities together so that we can have a better results. Okay, macam Prof. Ismail maklumkan tadi lah, kalau di Jerman, industries, collaboration between industries is something normal. Also, similar actually also in Japan, when I was in Japan, because of the culture of research and innovation, the research and innovation is not only done by universities or big companies. Small companies, even though small companies just fabricating screws, also they are going to do the research and innovation, partner with universities. Jadi persoalannya macam mana kita nak bring these two entities together lah. That's the thing that we want to know from industry sides. You can give your opinions and you can give your ideas on actually how can we move forward lah towards creating a sustainable networking relation between university and industry so that we can develop technology together. As Dr. Lim here also is our innovation partners. Okay, try to partners with us in brick, civil construction industries so that we can move together. Okay, we have a lot of initiative here. Okay, we have matching fund, we have double tech deduction, we have industry fund, industry labs. Okay, we have master and PhD industry program, a lot of initiative that we have. So how can we actually work together with industries? So with that, I finish my speech. And
Dr. Nik, so what's the big hurdle? Apa yang the greatest challenge dalam hal ni? Idea ni dah lama rasanya kan? So yes. So actually, what's the big challenge?
The issues of industry and academia relation in research and innovation actually have been discussing for many times lah. Kan? Universities we have our own objective or our own aims to achieve in research and innovation, and industry also. When we talk about Japan, for example, in every industry they have their own so-called research officers who are actually really experts in converting all fundamental knowledge and all fundamental technologies in universities to be a product. Okay, in Japan they very normal things, but in Malaysia when universities, bila kita nak collaborate with universities, with industries, the product itself must be at the at the so-called the complete level must be complete lah, kan? So that the industries just want to use directly, for example. So actually, how can we start the research at early stage of collaboration, not only at the kita dah ready semua, and then just hand over the product to industries. Kalau boleh kita work together at early stage of this research and innovation cycle. That's the challenge lah. How can we actually link these two entities together?
So kita nak minta lah wakil daripada industri. Anybody? Atau Datuk Sofi boleh?
One way is that I would suggest the lecturers or the professors of the university need to be in the industry itself. Need to work I think recently the government have launched this program. I think at Lumilex, where I was there before, there's one senior lecturer from UMP. She was being put at Lumilex, and then for 6 months, and then after the 6-month period, she asked for further extension for another 6 months, which Lumilex have agreed. So I think this is a good start for the lecturers, very senior lecturers, to be there to understand the R&D and then the work on it. I think it's a good start to understand the process of how the R&D has been done for new product. Then over a period of time, to do this, it requires trust, and trust cannot be earned just in a very short period. Trust must be developed over a period of time, and it must be a win-win situation, both the industry and also by the university. For any kind of this synergy to happen, it must be a win-win. It cannot be industry win, university lose, or university win, industry lose. For any kind of work relation like this, must be a win-win situation. So I think that's a good start, and I would like to encourage that the university to come to the industry, station the people, even through sabbatical program or whatever the universities have, to work with the industry. And there's so many opportunities that once we understand the requirement from the industry. The second point is that the industry is moving so fast, they cannot wait. This has been stigma to the industry people. I'm sorry to say this, that if work with the university, then it will slow down, or you will not get the result of it. I think we have to change this kind of mindset, of this kind of thinking from the industry people. University have to prove that those were the days that and going forward it will be different. So we have to prove it to the industry, and the industries are very open to collaborate with the university. And the third item is more about once we have developed this synergy culture of working together, and then it will be quite seamless between the university and the industry to work together. But we have to understand that, especially the multinationals, they are very global. They can reach for resources all over the world. They don't have to depend on us alone. So that's why they have to move very fast. If not, they will lose the competitiveness, or they will lose the window in the market. Because when new product be introduced, there's just a very small market window only. Once they miss that window, that's it already. So it's a very big implication to them. That's why they cannot take this kind of risk. So we have to prove that we can work together with them and can be as agile, and also in terms of the speed. So speed is very, very important here.
Okay, terima kasih Datuk. Ada any audience, any comment, any suggestion? We open to anybody on the floor and also anybody on the online.
Kalau tak ada, oh sorry, ada.
Can I speak, or anyone want to speak first?
Kalau
You can speak.
Okay, let me, I can sit just for a while. Assalamualaikum. Very good afternoon. My name is Farid Usman. So, I'm looking for the session. So, I would like to comment. Just now, one of the speakers did mention about how the university is to support the industry. So, one of my experience, whenever I deal with university, one thing is doing research, but another thing is doing validation. For certain things, there are already certain technology in developed, but they need that the system or the technology needs to be validated. It needs to be modified according to our values. So sometimes we will be communicating with university. They have the best facility, they have things. But sometimes one thing that maybe to look into is that whenever we come to use it in the real environment, so that comes when the requirement of ISO or the standards that the industry is looking. But when we go back to the lab and we see that they do not have that kind of specification of standard. Although that they have the equipment, they have the people to do it, but that one something that maybe you can maybe also, is there any possibility to hasten that the process by not doing the redundant thing? Because when we do research in this thing, we put it in the lab. And but after that, we have to validate it again to the party that the approved. We really take sometimes and we just put the low. That's my point.
Okay, terima kasih Cik Faiz. Any other input from the audience?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, silakan.
Actually, I'm one of from industry. I'm a representative from CIDB, one of research arm for construction industry development board of nation. So basically, I would like to highlight that we have working collaboratively with Kanzi Research actually for past few years.
Can we get your name, nama?
Nama saya Farhan. Daripada CIDB.
Okey, baik. Silakan Cik Farhan.
Untuk kerjasama antara industri dengan akademia ni, kami dah mula bekerja since 2014 lagi dengan Kanzu Research. So basically saya bila kami bekerjasama dengan Kanzu ni, kita ada banyak benefit lah sebenarnya, sebab kami di peringkat CIDB kami melihat lebih kepada polisi di peringkat kerajaan, macam mana kami boleh partnership between industri dengan akademik ni boleh drive inisiatif di dalam inisiatif untuk memajukan industri lah. Jadi untuk sebelum ni kita ada banyak lah orang kata collaboration, and then kita work on certain project, and kita ada MOU dengan Kanzu Research untuk kita knowledge transfer, and then kita discuss the way forward, macam mana kita boleh support the nation into many things lah. Dan salah satu yang saya boleh highlightkan is selain daripada knowledge transfer antara industri dengan akademia, Kanzu ni dia ada satu peluang yang mana dia tingkatkan capacity industri juga, yang mana dia ada offer scholarship lah. So dekat sini kita dapat tengok bila kita bekerjasama in term of knowledge, and then peluang untuk kita tingkatkan lagi pengetahuan kita, dan peluang-peluang macam ni saya rasa bagus lah untuk diketengahkan di masa depan. So setakat ni kami berterima kasih lah dengan kerjasama yang ada dengan UTHM. So ini adalah salah satu contoh yang saya nak cuba highlightkan lah, dari segi R&D, macam mana kami ni di peringkat kerajaan perlukan orang kata think tanker daripada universiti untuk support the whole initiative. So itu sajalah yang saya punya
Baik, terima kasih Cik Farhan. Mungkin ada masa untuk satu lagi kot input daripada audience. Silakan. Anything on the academia industry synergy?
Boleh saya tanya soalan tak? Is University Toulouse participating in CO and faculty?
Ya, betul. Ya.
Are you participating?
Yes. In fact, actually, Dato' Sophie is one of our CEO faculties, CEOs lah.
Yes, I am. So I am here.
Ada apa-apa pandangan, Tazri, pasal CEO faculty program?
Tan Sri, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, since kalau tak ada apa-apa, kita rumuskanlah untuk sesi perbincangan kedua ni. Pertama tadi, Dato' Sophie recommend untuk placement academic staff di industri, supaya first buat networking lah, then dapat experience the real work process. Cuma ada isu lah dari segi speed dan juga adaptability staff akademik kita lah, yang maybe biasa kerja di badan berkanun ni, tiba-tiba masuk industri, ada yang culture shock jugalah kan. So yang tu kita akan prepare lah, insyaAllah. So yang penting key point dia lah win-win lah. So industri nakkan something dan kita pun nakkan something, hopefully both dapat benefit daripada tu.
Mas, sorry.
Yes, saya.
Can I ask something? Can I ask opinion from Datuk Lim? As Datuk Lim basically collaborating with us in
Oh, boleh, silakan.
innovation.
Silakan.
There must be some reason, why Datuk choose us as your, research and innovation partners.
Silakan.
Thank you. Well, I'm pick out a project of Dr. Brick because I has been to quite a number of countries. I see other countries, they have their own construction type of technique, except Malaysia, we only copy from some other country or see other people. And I see UTHM offer a brick, but it looks like a brick, but it's not a simple brick. It's a lot of things that we can develop on that. And we talk about industry building system. And I think that the brick can be one of the industry building system, which created by all Malaysians. And that's why I think this can be R&D to introduce into the society and especially to the construction industry to improve it, to be less stable and faster and something new to the industry and create some value about it. And choosing that because I see the brick is there already. We work together. It's only how to apply into the industry, to the construction industry. So that's the thing. I think why not? We should do something, create a value to the industry. That's why. So that's the reason I choose the brick. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Datuk Lim. So saya kena rumuskan balik. Datuk Sofi tadi mention pasal academic placement, kita nak win-win dengan industri. So in the industri kerja, main criteria adalah speed, kita nak cepat. So academic kena lajukan jugalah kerjanya. And Chief Vice President Research tadi recommend supaya graduates kita familiar dengan standards, sebab di industri, on certain type of industry requires special standard. Aerospace requires special standard, oil and gas requires special standard, dan ada juga standard yang common which kita boleh implement. Cik Farhan daripada KRIM tadi stress on knowledge transfer, macam mana pengalaman dia kerja dengan UTHM, dan Datuk Lim akhirnya cerita pasal new brick, pasal untuk new construction system lah maybe. So the point is yang kita nampak di sini bahawa sustainable technology ni boleh dicapai dengan adanya R&D daripada universiti dan juga industri. Apa yang lebih baik daripada tu ialah kita nak develop local R&D, which is kalau kita import, kita terpaksa bayar royalty daripada luar, so banyak duit kita keluar negara. So kita nakkan sustainable ni, kita mesti ada own R&D dalam negara sendiri. Local talent, kita nak develop local talent, local R&D. Okay, so terima kasih. Kita nak move on kepada sesi pembincangan ketiga kita pada hari ini, iaitu tajuknya Universiti dan Industri, ataupun short form dia UNI lah, UNI, Nurturing Professional Together. Dengan ini saya jemput Profesor IR Dr. Mat Saidin untuk memberi sedikit overview lah tentang tajuk ni. Silakan, Prof.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, the panels, fellow industries. Okay, I'm here to represent our Deputy Vice Chancellor, High-World Pelajar and alumni. And we are here basically a part of providing services to the student, such as accommodations, healthcare, sports, and other activities on student development. We also are responsible, look after our alumni. And concerned about our plan in the future, actually we would like to see our graduate out there pursuing their career and to become a professional in their discipline or their area. So looking at the data, basically we tracking our alumni, and the numbers that really pursue their professional development are still at the minimum, very low. And here most of the program, we have to ensure that the program must be accredited by Board of Engineers, especially for the engineering program, so that the student can practice as an engineer, and also can pursue their professional development in the future. So we are working within our capacity, and by providing the student within their academic system to provide them exposure as much as possible, so that they have intention to work in the career and continue their professional development. So here we want to see how actually the industry can help us, working together with us on providing some hand-to-hand in terms of their career in the future. And we have developed a few programs actually, starting from the beginning of the student when they arrive within the, we call it program transformation. We invite the professional to provide them some exposure, and this is going to be your future career and future development of your area. And along the way, we also develop a program like My Mentor, where a student, before they graduate, they already engage with the mentor out there, so that they know where to, get advice, and also, looking at the right path of the career. So, but we also have a data of graduate employability, and looking at the data from the previous data, about 60 to 70% roughly are really working with the industry. The rest, either they are pursuing for postgraduate studies, doing some business and so on. So within that 70%, a certain percentage, like about 30%, are working related to their discipline. So here, I think that's a bit obstacle for us. Actually, if you can increase that numbers further, working with the industries and the related area, probably they can develop their career path or experience, and also can pursue for their professional development. So I looking some feedback from the fellow industries, if anything that industries can help us in order to nurture our student and also the graduate, so that they be part of the professional in their area. I stop here for now.
Thank you, Prof. So basically, we want, after the student graduate or during the student study, so we want to start early nurturing, and after immediately they graduate, then they want to have a good placement in industry where they can practice, so that after a certain period of time with certain requirement, they get their professional certificate to be recognized by a certified body. Itu yang hasrat kita lah. We want to create more professionals for the nation lah, for the country. Silakan Datuk.
Okay, first we have to understand going forward what will be the drivers of change going forward. To me, there will be 4 very important drivers of change that going forward, and we are experiencing now, and it's going to accelerate more and more as we progress. One is the high-speed mobile internet. It changed a lot of things. Second is the artificial intelligence. And third is the widespread adoption of the big data. And last but not least is the cloud technology. These are the 4 main drivers of change. And then there will be more increase in demand in future. And as now also we have to start to see in terms of data analysts and scientists. The second one is on the software and the apps developer. In the past, when we train our students, if they are software, they are software. If they are hardware, they are hardware. But going forward, there will be a lot of convergence, in terms of hardware and the softwares. So those were the days that we train people to think. But now we have to train people to also think and also do coding at the same time. And then also the social media is also getting more and more in terms of the e-commerce and the social media specialists. So these are the three main, I would say, sectors that we need to focus. And there will be a very high increase in demand. Then we need more of this artificial intelligence and machine learning specialists. We also need big data specialists. We need the process automation expertise where they can do the automation part of it. We need, because of this internet and so on, we need information security analysts. It's going to be very, very important because there will be a lot of hackers and so on. So information security will be very, very important. And we also need to have the user experience and human-machine interface. We cannot just have the machine only, but we need to have how the machine and the human will be interacting together, the experience. And also the robotics, which will come very, very important. As we know that in the old days, a lot of industry didn't really employ robots because robots are very expensive. To get the ROI is not there, but now robots are becoming cheaper and cheaper. You can get a robot for merely 50,000 ringgit investment, and you can get fairly decent robots. So robotics will come. So I don't think we are yet on the humanoids. Maybe on the certain industry will be there, but majority of the industry will not move into it, but will still be on the robotics platform. So these are the things that when I look at the future, these are where the industries are going and a lot of talents required. And then for us to attract investors coming to our shore, in 1972 when we have the 8 samurai that first came to Penang, almost 50 years ago, and if you look at in the old days, people come basically because of cost. Now people come because of the talent and of course of the cost doing business. So skilled talents is very, very important. The recent study been done, it shows that the investors coming, 74% of the response say that is because of the skilled talent. They will go to the place because of the skilled talent. They need the talent to work. So these are the talent in the future that we need, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Datuk Sophie. So, any input from the audience anymore?
If I may.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, silakan.
Okay. See, when we talk about working with industry, basically it is easier said than done. The experience that I have with various universities, I was first attached to University Tanjung Malim, UPSI, and then now I'm currently with University Kebangsaan Malaysia. It is a very tall order. And you see, we are talking about two different cultures altogether. One, the academia, the other one is the industry. So the merging of that culture, it is not easy. So there are, of course, landmines along the way. It is not as easy as we expect. But the most important thing is the readiness for the academia to accept and to adapt accordingly. That is important. And on the part of the industry, to be sincerely putting an effort in order to help. So we have gone through this for the last, I think, about 7 or 8 years since CEO and faculty started. But I believe that for a university like University Tun Usul Malaysia, it is very, very important that we work with industry. And we are not just talking about a particular industry or talking about a number of industries, but you can't cover the entire industry. So it is almost humanly impossible. So I would suggest University Tun Usul to create a special task force on this. I don't like to use the term committee or whatever, but a task force, a real task force to look at the real working of with the industry. Basically, the membership must be from the university and also from the industry. You set up the objective, you set up the strategy, and basically the most important thing, of course, is what is that you want to achieve from there, and what kind of industries you want to get involved. For instance, the industry that I was involved with, for instance, Media Prima before, many people were saying, oh, basically it's a creative content industry. It has 4 television stations, it has radio station. But you must also remember, we employed at that point of time 120 engineers, because we were working with Telecom Malaysia. We are talking about broadband. We are working about satellite technology and everything. So basically, that is one of the areas that you have to look at. We need engineers. We need people with special talent in this. So because of that, I think it is necessary for a university like University Pengurusan to create a task force so that eventually you know what you want, and along the way you will understand what are the difficulties, what are the problems that you are facing. So you don't have to start big. You start with a small group of industry players, and basically what you will do is actually to identify some of the areas that you can work with. You cannot work with the entire industry because it's almost impossible, but the most important thing is to identify certain industry. And with these partners, along the way, I think you have to have a timeline for it. What are you going to achieve in, say, 2 years, 5 years, a short-term program, and also a long-term program? That is my view about it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Tan Sri, I agree. Coming from industry, the integration part is the most difficult part. So much to say about the academic world and also the industry are two different worlds together. So even in the same industry during the M&A, the M&A, we know that the process of the M&A is quite lengthy, and the big failure is only on the M&A is always the integration. Same industry, same type of business, but still integration to integrate two different culture, same industry, is not easy. So if we talk about the academic world and the industry world, that make it more challenging for us. And to your point about the sincerity in the industry, I would say yes, most industry I would say that are very sincere, because the future are very depending on the skills. If we don't work together, then we are not able to attract those high quality investors to our shore, and will be very, very challenging, because unlike 40-50 years ago, when we first started this industrialization, the competition is not that many and also not that great. Now, it's huge. Everybody want the piece of the pie. So we also have to go for it, and it's all about the talents that we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Datuk. Saya nak invite Datuk NC lah, sebab ni dia punya baby dia memang nak kan universiti industri ni, nature professional ni. Boleh Datuk bagi sedikit komen on this?
I think basically because why we put so much importance into this is basically because university like us, UTHM, is mandated to produce professionals, people that can work for the country, that can generate more business for the country, and people who can think so that they can produce and can not only just as a consumer but also as producer. And we know for the fact that if we don't do well in the human capacity, we will not do well in many more things, even though if we have got the money. And therefore, our university is mandated to produce professionals, not only within the 4 years that they are here, but perhaps what we like to do, as IR Saidin mentioned just now, that as far as I'm concerned, my job is to make sure how many of those already graduated from UTHM after 5 years will become a professional engineer or architect or land surveyor or whatever that they are involved. So this is my task, or this is our university's task, in fact. So without having good engineers, I mean professionally, we produce every year about 3,000 or 4,000 engineers and technologists, but how many of these engineers are really doing the core business that they are supposed to be doing? As a matter of fact, I would like my students to be like Datuk Sophie. You see, a mechanical engineer who leads one of the, prominent semiconductors industries in Malaysia, and work through and as CEO of another company. And this is what I'm talking about. That what is the point? I won't say what's the point. Yeah, sorry. That is the point in being an engineer, and at the end of the day, you sell tudung or something, but still you are a millionaire. But that's not the point. But a university, being university, we are mandated functionally to produce and to follow through the design of the country. For example, if we need more engineers now for the railway industries, so our task is, how can we as a university work with the industries to produce a good professional engineers in the railway industries? How? So this is the question, and that's why that we are pursuing this matter, how difficult it is, how tough it is, since this is our mandate, and then we have got to do it. We have done with our successfully, for everyone's information, that we have worked with aviation industries, and we managed to run our own what we call flying schools. The only universities that has got a flying schools. And soon we would like to go into drone technology, into the manufacturing even, or into the services, and into what we call the training. So this is what I think we have got in mind. That's why if I ask the business or industries, are you interested in business or people? If you give me two answers, well, I'm interested in business and I'm also interested in people, then I'm interested to work with you. But if you telling me that I'm only interested in business, then as a vice chancellor, as is not, I'm sorry that I think I'm not too fit for you. But what we understand is that we are interested in the people, building people, but also we are interested in a little bit of business. So your answer from the industries, what I expect is, I'm interested in business, but I'm also interested to contribute in human development. So this is the type of answer. And I bet that our Datuk yang bahagia, Datuk Lim, that I think I expect that answer from you. That's why that you are giving us lots of money. Because we know that we work together, we can build up better business, long term, and to be sustainable in the future. So this is, I think, just grown, and I would like UTHM to do it that way. So I hope that the industries today, that's present today, that's our hope really, that this is what we call, I would like to term it as a national driven agenda for that matter. So I think Datuk Lim, you will live happily ever after. If you know that, you see, I'm not only making tons of money, but I'm helping the poor, kampung boy from somewhere to become professional engineer that will continue on like the people, the like of Datuk Sofi. A kampung boy initially, betul ke Datuk? I'm sorry, Penang boy, mana ada kampung kan? So these are who leads the corporate world professionally, American corporate business. So this is what we intend to do at UTHM. Thank you.
Terima kasih Datuk. Kita ada masa satu lagi lah komen daripada audience, maybe daripada online. Silakan kalau dari siapa nak memberi pandangan.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Boleh dengar ya? Hello.
Ya, saya. Silakan.
Nama saya Zulkifli bin Muhammad Zain dari Kuala Lumpur. Berkenaan dengan penglibatan student yang selepas
mana Zul?
Ya?
Daripada
Hello?
Ya, saya daripada mana Cik Zul?
Di Dimension Cost Consultants.
Okey. Silakan. Maaf. Silakan.
What I think is that first and foremost at the university level, we must create a lecturer who are actually known in their field. What is lacking at the moment when we have so many lecturers who are credentialed in terms of academic qualification, but somehow or other does not be able to a certain extent to penetrate the market so that they become source of reference to the industry. That has become a very important source for the student to think the importance of being a very good professional in that manner. In the university himself, how many of the lecturers is actually registered with the various boards of the engineer or any other discipline for that matter? So you must bring that to a level, if at all, 70 or 80% of the lecturer must be registered themselves first. The second point that I'm going to say is that we must drive the student at the university thinking about what they want to be. If they become a civil engineer interested in bridge, for instance, direct them at the times of practicals, training to identified consultant firm or contractors or developers or any manufacturers who are keen in producing these kinds of industry. What we need is actually a few percent of the student interested in high area that they like to be good at, and then from then on, the moment they graduate, we will join a right institution or a body or industry so that they will become an area that they want to be an expert. Then at the same time, they will become somebody who can be registered with the various board that they intend to. So what we need now is actually there are a lot of areas that university has to identify. A specialization of area come from maybe 10 or 15 of organization. These specialization area may come from another 2 to Y, numbers of organization. Expose them to these organization so that they are actually well aware. Not only expose them in terms of need, but get some information pertaining to the particular company and splash it in the lecture so that they understand. If you teach them about bring that particular information to the student, that not only they understand the bridge, but they only understand where they're supposed to be to get the information or for the knowledge or where they can get their experience to be a professional in the future. Because time is so short, I will stop at that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Datuk Zul. So I think we have come to an end of this session. Let me summarize. Datuk Sophie mentioned about the drivers of change that we must consider. Then Tan Sri John Jaafar discussed about the different culture and how should to overcome that we need a task force. Maybe start small, then we can build up later on, and specific on certain areas, focus on certain areas of industry, because we cannot do everything. It's impossible. And again, Dr. Sophie mentioned about the integration problem, and our Vice Chancellor wants our students to be professional in 5 years, if possible, with the help of industry. Not just developing business, but developing human resource as well, local talent that we want. And Dr. Zul mentioned about that all lecturers should register with certification board, professional body, and we should place the student and ask them what they want to be, so that they can be passionate, they can work what they like, and so that it will be easier for them to work professionally. So all in all, there's some problem that I detect here, that if the drivers of change, as mentioned by Dr. Sophie, is on mobile internet, on the cloud, but our engineering certified body maybe not focusing on that. So we are focusing on the traditional, the mechanical, electrical, civil, and chemical. So maybe we need this professional certification for the future drivers of change. Maybe that's another topic that we can discuss on the next session. So with that, we come to an end of this discussion. So I would like to thank everybody, the audience, for this hopefully fruitful discussion that I have taken so many notes that we will process later. for the future of planning of our university. I pass this session to Associate Prof. Dr. Nick Syamuddin. Thank you very much.
Appreciation ceremony to our partners, industries partners, who are actually collaborating with us in research and innovation, in academic programs, and as well as in student development. Okay. Okay, boleh. Okay, with that, I would like to invite Datuk, Prof. Datuk Teknologis Wahid Razali dan juga Datuk Sophie Infra to hand over our awards to our industry partners. Kena. Kalau gitu ketepikan kursi lah. Okey. Oh, okey. Okay, never mind. I think we are going to proceed to our appreciation ceremony. First, I would like to invite Datuk Lim from Kemajuan Kerjaya Sdn Bhd for the significant contribution in terms of commercialization partnership with UTHM.
This is will become part.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Datuk.
May God, help us in doing all this. Yeah. Thank you very much for the support.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, next, we are going to invite Sena Traffic Sdn Bhd and it will be represented by Dr. Kadir, as Sena Traffic is located in KL, for the collaboration in research and the development. Datuk Tan, PKP ya. Okay.
Thank you very much. Salam kat dia.
Okay, next we are going to invite our partners in the collaboration on academic program, which is Atas Aeronautics Sdn Bhd. This will be represented by Dr. Fahmi. These are our strong partners in academic program.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Fahmi. Okay, next in the student development, we have two companies. First company is JST Malaysia Connected Sdn Bhd. Actually will be presented by Prof. Saidin. Okay, JST Malaysia Connected Sdn Bhd actually is our partners in internship. This company actually have been receiving our students in large numbers of students in internship. Okay, please, Prof. Saidin. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, please stay, Dr. Saidin, Prof. Saidin. Next one, we are going to also invite Prof. Saidin to receive the certificate for Country Garden as our partners in graduate employability. Yeah, this company has actually employed huge numbers of students every year. Okay, thank you very much. With that, thank you very much, Datuk and Datuk Sophie. Before, I think we have one just small advertisement. Can you show what advertisement? Advertisement, just to industries.
Okay.
Oh, terbalik. Susah baca ni. Kalau kita baca pun. Kenapa terbalik?
Alright.
Okay. Actually, UTHM just launched our plate number using UTHM, prefix UTHM. So we would like to invite all our industry partners. Datuk Lim, I think you have still a lot of allocation, you know. So we would like to invite all our industry partners to have your own UTHM plate number. Okay, if you have interest with that, you can call our staff, they're in charge in the plate number. Okay, thank you very much. With that, I think I would like to pass back to Dr. Mas Fauzi for the closing ceremony.
Okay. So thank you very much. Can we all give a big round of applause to all session? Thank you very much, everybody. Oh, okay. So we have one photo session before we wrap up this event. That's the last one. So with that, kita tutuplah majlis ini dengan tasbih kifarah dan surah Al-As. So terima kasih banyak-banyak. Thank you very much. Okay, untuk yang audience daripada secara online tu, minta onkan video sekejap. Offkan mic, onkan video, kita nak print screen. Maksudnya nanti kita sama-sama lah bergambar. New norm kan macam mana. Boleh nanti kita tilekan gambar. Okay, nice. Okay. Sini ya. Sempang TV sana. Ada 9 je boleh masuk Online 9 je tak? Bagi kena duduk. Bagi duduk pada Datuk Sophie. Datuk Sophie. Datuk Lim. Sini, Datuk. Thank you. Oh, silakan. Kita duduk belakang.